So we'll go through, the submarkets and neighborhoods within those submarkets. Then we look at a subject property. We'll be ultra conservative in our analysis of that property. We stress test it to ensure that we're able to deal with any economic swings in the market that may be unexpected. So we try to anticipate and make sure that we are doing our fiduciary best to mitigate any potential issues, especially as it relates to our investor money.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds, and you know what I'm going to say? I'm super excited to be here today. I'm excited about my guests. This gentleman comes with 20 years of experience. He comes from a corporate background, and listen, he loves data. He lets data drive the decisions, and I'm excited about what he's doing. I'm excited about his outlook. I'm excited about just what he's done in the industry and the experience that he has. And so I am super excited for y'all to just be able to see things through his lens, right? Be able to see things from his perspective. And so I'm going to ask him to take us into his world. And I'm just excited to introduce you to Mr. Lou Lopez. Mr. Lou, how you doing today, sir?
Doing well, Quentin. Thank you for having me. Look forward to this
Absolutely.
opportunity to get out and talk to some of your audience and help them understand what it is that I've done over the last 20 plus, and
Yeah.
super excited. Glad to be here.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Well, listen, let's dive right in, Mr. Lou. Listen, I want you to take us into your world. Tell us what your main focus is these days. If you want to give us a little bit of your origin story of how you got started within real estate, we love origin stories. But then also tell us what markets you're operating in as well. So, Mr. Lou, you got the floor, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yes,
So
sir.
it's been a journey. I started out, born and raised in New York City, was working down on Wall Street for a number of large financial pedigrees, and then migrated over into tech and was primarily on the data side, and then moved over to Telecom, selling large advanced technology systems to large carriers, AT&T and the like, which would then distill down that bandwidth into ISPs and enterprise accounts and so forth. So I had a lot of fun doing that, but my family was suffering as a result, in particular my children, because I was doing an inordinate amount of travel and really couldn't see them. So I was looking to strike a greater balance in my life between work and my personal life. And, as I was doing that and transitioning to that type of balance, I started investing as a limited partner with some guys who were doing flips in Los Angeles. I'm located in Southern California. And I've been here for quite some time. I had been chasing the sun. So I left New York, went to Chicago, from
Yeah.
Chicago to Cali.
Yeah.
So I was investing with these guys and I was getting some, handsome returns, but I was getting disenchanted with the whole corporate world. I was doing very well financially. I had a very large responsibility, but it was a grind, getting on airplanes, hotels, rental cars, doing everything in reverse. It got to where I just,
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
became disenchanted with the whole idea of working for someone else. I'd always had an entrepreneurial spirit. And fortunately, through a lot of my career, I had been with business units that enabled us to grow very significantly. We had a lot of flexibility and we were nimble in our abilities to adapt to change and such. It was it was a lot of fun, but it started to become, something that was affecting my ability to be with my children who were very young at the time. So I made that move through my investments and my curiosity about what was happening. I kind of knew about real estate, but I wasn't sure how to get in the game. So these guys groomed me and showed me, how to flip deals and, how to obtain the financing and all of that. We had a 17,000 employee workforce reduction in the corporate space that I was involved in. After that concluded, I was done. I said, that's it. I'm not going back. So I immersed myself in real estate, was doing some light industrial, was looking at student housing, single family flips and buy and hold. And then the market took a turn through '08. And we saw what happened then. I dove into, my comfort zone. So I was doing I did some investment banking work. I did some corporate turnarounds and so forth. And then, that extended me for the next, 10 to 12 years, started a couple of businesses. And then once COVID started happening, I was already diving back into real estate in a large way. And so to this point, we're sitting on somewhere in the order of about 34 plus 100 units across 5 states, about 980 plus $1 million in assets under management. And, we look primarily in the Sun Belt region. We're open to other areas. I'm looking at owner-friendly environments. So while I live in California and I've been here for several decades, the reality is that, it's a very small holding that I have here, but I'm always looking because there's tremendous opportunity here. It's just finding the right asset in the right area of the state. Because there's rent control here and there's a lot of other, regulatory issues that you need to deal with. So I try to keep it simple. We look, very closely at specific markets. We aggregate a lot of data. We spend a tremendous amount of money in being able to have the technology to be able to support our abilities to get very granular with the data that we look at. And so there's a very specific criteria model that we follow. And as long as we're able to check all the boxes, we're able to move closer towards looking at a subject. So we'll go through, the submarkets and neighborhoods within those submarkets. Then we look at a subject property. We'll be ultra conservative in our analysis of that property. We stress test it to ensure that we're able to deal with any economic swings in the market that may be unexpected. So we try to anticipate and make sure that we are doing our fiduciary best to
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Mitigate any potential issues, especially as it relates to our investor money.
Yeah. Yeah. Ms. Lopez, I love it, man. Thank you so much, sir, for taking us from the origin story to where you are now, talking even about some of your processes and strategies. I know data is a big thing for you. So thank you so much for taking us, just through your perspective down that lane. And I want to ask you, I mean, you got 20 years of experience. I know you're very successful. You've given me the numbers, 3,400 units. Like, you've given me the numbers, so I know that there has been a journey to that success. And we got people that's listening there from different walks in their path when it comes to their business. And I was just wondering, I'm sure you've come up against moments where times got real. Maybe like deals went sideways, times when you had to pivot fast. And I was wondering maybe if you could share a moment like that again to show people that there is a process to success. Things are not always going to be easy. And so I was just wondering if you had any stories like that, Mr. Lopez.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I've been around a minute. So first and foremost, I have a very strong Christian faith. My Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, baptized in the River Jordan in Israel,
Hmm, hmm,
and I've got a strong faith. So I find that the biggest challenges are always when I'm not as connected as I need to be with
yeah,
the Lord. So,
yeah,
when I've been most challenged is when I've not stayed true to my discipline, what
uh,
it is that I need to do. I need to, invest in myself, not only from an educational standpoint relative to that vocation and such that I'm keenly interested in, but I like to go wide and deep
hmm,
in my knowledge base. I know some people have a silo mentality. They like to be, like stay in their lane, we're told, and so forth. I'm not a big believer in that. I think that knowledge is power. I'm a big believer in that. My mom spoke to that truth to power forever and a day. So I'm a believer in learning, be a student of your craft, be a person who can go and speak to your potential investors, your vendors with a degree of intelligence where you can educate your investors in particular. Be a
yeah,
fiduciary, show that you got the wherewithal to be a steward of their investment. Give them that confidence. Be a person who can provide guidance, educate them. The days of, people just handing money over to you and turning their attention elsewhere, those days are kind of gone.
yeah,
You're better served if you really want to build goodwill and strong investor relations. You really want to be turn yourself into a confidant to that investor. Educate them, let them make an informed decision, be wide and deep in your fiscal literacy. So that way you can educate them and help them understand, look, these are the other types of investments that are out there. Here's the types of returns that they've been able to provide. Here's how real estate measures up or stacks up against that. And here's why this is safe and an effective means of, building wealth for you. And if, you so desire to build a legacy, how this fits into that as well.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I've hit some roadblocks. Um, but again, you want to be in a position where you can remedy that situation, get up off the floor quick. Like I tell my son, when you fall, and when people fall in general, they're going to get up. The
Mm.
question is when. When are
Yeah.
you going to get up? Are you going to get up, right now, immediately, 10 minutes from now, a day later, a year later, 10 years later, you finally get up and you say, hey, you know what? I'm sick and tired of this. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I instill in my son the confidence to do what's necessary. And if you fall, it's okay, but get
Mm.
up immediately. Brush yourself off. Keep going. When you quit, you know what I mean? That's it. You don't have an opportunity. I played sports my entire life. And you got to have that stick-to-itiveness. You got to have that self-determination. You got to be coachable. You got to
Yeah.
be coachable. Don't think you know everything. We have a generation of people who feel like they can't be told anything. I've got two of them as children. And so we have to be able to be open and listen. That's part of, gathering wisdom and discernment. You've got to be able to listen. You got to be able to and want to learn. So, in those situations in my life where I have fallen, I've gotten back up. I've licked my wounds and have moved on, reinvented myself even in certain respects. You have to think positively, glass half full, surround yourself with good people that have your best interests at heart, that can guide you and mentor you. And if you're like the old saying goes, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're not in the right room. So
Mm.
proximity is power, and you need to be able to lean on people that are wildly successful and that have an ability to want to turn around and give you some love by helping you, mentoring you, speaking a couple of words of encouragement or whatever it is that you need at that moment. So that's kind of how I operate. That's my orbit, if you will.
Thank you for sharing so many gems in there, man. So many scripture references that's in there that you was bringing out, man. With wisdom, and you talked about stewardship. You said my favorite word, stick-to-itiveness. That is my absolute favorite word. I don't hear too many people get to say it, and so thank you so much for saying that word. I love that, man, and such a great message. Let me ask you this, Mr. Lou. What's the next real goal for you? Like, what are you looking to solve or scale next?
Okay, so there's a method to why I do what I do. It's not about
Uh,
accumulating units. It's not about assets under management, nor is it even about how much money I make. I mean, in some respects, it is about how much I make, but it's not for me per se. I know a lot of people talk about legacy, and legacy for them is, passing on to their children, or even at a multi-generational level, what it is that you've amassed in terms of wealth. But for me, it goes beyond that, and it's really about helping other people. I'm a coach by nature. I'm a teacher by nature, and so I have a joy in doing that. But I also have a heart for human trafficking. That is a
mm,
big, big hot button for me. Exploitation of children, stealing, robbing that innocence. That's something that really burns deep inside of me to a point where I have to sometimes contain myself. And that might mean going to the gym, doing some extra reps or what. But I also have a heart for homeless veterans, those suffering from PTSD,
yeah,
troubled teens, disenfranchised, mothers,
yeah,
that don't have any support. Those are my hot buttons. So, as I amass and build my wealth, I want to be able to give back. I want to be able to,
mhm.
provide back, to the world in that respect. That's legacy in terms of my definition.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I want to
No,
teach
that,
my children to fish. I don't want to just hand my children the fish, right?
yeah. Woo.
I might give them a little boost, a little bump, help them along, but you know what? I want to do God's work and give that money away and help, the masses in a much bigger, broader, and more hopefully effective way.
Absolutely.
So
No,
that's my
thank you so
next
much
step.
for saying. I listen. I appreciate it. I wrote it down. Helping people. I even synthesized it, just saying, Mr. Lou, he really care about people, and it makes sense. That I asked you this question. Because I'm hearing you talking about building real relationships, like real relationships with people and valuing people. Like I think people currency is the most important currency,
No
is the
question.
relationships that we have. And so just briefly, I just want you to speak. You spoke a little bit on relationships, but how important is it to you to build good relationships?
Well, I guess I can go back, to when I was a kid. I was always somebody who really relished in what a friendship represented. It was much more than, hey, how you doing? Let's go play some ball. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. Even to this day, I've got
Mm,
a
mm,
handful of
mm.
deep relationships, deep friendships.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people. I mean, raised
yeah,
in New York, 250 kids in my neighborhood, plus lived in Chicago, a lot of business relationships, lived in Cali for a long time, know a lot of people here, many, many acquaintances, but only a small handful of
yeah.
really deep friends. So that for me is something that started at a very young age. As I started to fast track through my career, I was fortunate enough to be with some very, very good marketeers who spoke about relationship building,
Mm,
not slam dunking deals, not,
yeah,
trying to get over on people, but truly building a long lasting relationship, because when you measure the cost of what it is to garner a new client and what it is to keep them, you know, I mean, the numbers they're stark, they're there.
yeah,
It's ever present. But if you take the time, nurture that relationship. And this is on the personal side as well. I mean, it's
hmm,
probably more impactful on the personal side, but this is a business podcast. But I can
yeah,
tell you that it crosses over in a big way. You really have to pay attention to it, because there is an effect on other people based
mm,
on how you're treating people and how it is that you're caring for and being thoughtful of other people. So when you're looking at raising capital for real estate, you have got to build a relationship. Going out
yeah,
and trying to just get somebody to stroke a check, that's not realistic.
mm,
You may get somebody for one deal, but what about the next deal? And what about the one after that? How is it that you can create that staying power? It's through
mm,
relationship building. You got to be empathetic to what it is that they need. What is it that they want? What are their pain points? And how is it that you can provide an effective solution to get them to where it is that they want to go? And it takes relationship building in order to be able to do that. That's how you keep a customer for life.
mm, mm. I mean, y'all hear him. He's giving you the playbook. This is 20 years of experience. I ain't even gonna give you the number that he gave me with just how expansive his network is. But let me just tell you, the man knows what he's talking about. And I thank you, man. When I listen to you talk and you brought up God, and so there's just several scriptures and proverbs that really pop in my brain as you talk. And one of them is like it says, when you refresh others, you in return will be refreshed. And to
Mhm.
me, that's like a core relationship building tool. If you are looking with earnesty and integrity and making sure the people that you come in contact are refreshed, you in return will be refreshed. It's like planting a seed and reaping on that seed. And so
Right.
when I hear you talk about relationships and really building real relationships, man, that turns into lead generation, or that turns into maybe,
Referral.
funding, yeah, referrals, so you said it best. And I thank you for just just talking about relationships and bringing it from that perspective. Listen, Mr. Lou, before we wrap, if someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, partner with you, like what's the best way for them to reach out to you, sir?
I mean, the best way is to, hit me up on my email or I'm available 24/7 via phone as well. I'm
Mhm.
old school in that regard. I don't mind texting and I don't mind, and, I'm good with email as well, with any form of technology, social media, et cetera. But, there's nothing like, you know, a phone call, and being able to hear somebody, because a lot of times things get lost in translation with text and even via email. So I don't mind a
Yeah.
phone call. The best number to reach me on is 949-632 6665. Again, 949-632-6665. Or you can reach me via email at ljl0812 at proton, PROTON, mail.com. LJL0812 at protonmail.com. Feel free to reach out if you need some guidance or counsel or suggestions. If you want to bounce something off of me, by all means, feel free to reach out to me. Happy to help in any way I can. I'm here to serve.
There he is, Mr. Lou Lopez. Sir, thank you so much for your story, for your time, for your perspective. You, my friend, are a very wealthy man, and I'm just not talking about money.
All right,
You
thank
are
you.
a very, very wealthy man. So I appreciate you being on the show today.
Thank you for recognizing that. I appreciate it. Thanks for the opportunity. Glad I can be a
Absolutely.
part of it.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Well, listen, everyone, you got the value. You cannot tell me that this was not a very, very valuable episode and conversation. And so just subscribe. That way we can continue to let you know when we bringing you this incredible content, because we're going to continue to just bring people that's incredible, just like Mr. Lou Lopez. And so, sir, I thank you so much again for being here. And to everyone else, we will see you on the next time.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.